It's one of the most important events here at MBX.
I think it's important that these car shows continue to happen so that people see that it's not just about that. It's not just a bunch of kids in their Honda Civics burning off tires.
Like, the car scene in Fredericton alone is huge.
My name is Destiny Davidson. I was born and raised here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. I'm currently driving a 1993 Nissan S14, and I am the founder of YFC AUTOFEST.
I'm Alex Chason. I am from Fredericton, New Brunswick, born and raised. I drive a 2014 Genesis Coupe. This is the one behind us right now. And I am one of the co-founders of YFC AUTOFEST.
I'm Tristan Davidson. I drive a 2006 Dodge Cummins. I am born and raised in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and I am the lead coordinator.
So having like a show with a positive influence, put people together, and then they can actually not just be clickies, and people can approach each other or meet new people, or just have an event that they can, you know, make friends or meet other people that they, oh, I've seen your car around, and then talk to them that way. Because I mean, if you ever see some people when they hang out at the Frex, you know, you'll see it scattered. They're like one group there, one group there, one group there, and everyone's just like separated. So kind of what I'm thinking is that with the influence of our show, it would help almost merge things together and help build the Fredericton community itself.
I like YFC because, like I say, it's the capital city. We finally have a show that's focused on the new generation coming in. We're growing. We're four friends that are growing together as we host a show, and it's enjoyable to hang out with friends and make memories.
I think that YFC is an important event for Fredericton because, well, for one, like, we're the capital city of New Brunswick, so that's obviously a big thing. There's car shows in most of the other Atlantic provinces. You know, you've got shows in Nova Scotia, St. John, Moncton. It just felt like there was something that was missing, and I think that it's something that a lot of people wanted and had been wanting for a few years. So I felt that it was, you know, warranted to bring a show to Fredericton.
I think what I love about it is I'm in a position that I can express my love towards the car community in a way that can benefit others. You know, if I have things that I want to do, or I'm in a spot that I'm able to, or you know, it's like, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. It's like it surpasses like I can do that, and I think that, and it's just like a way to just, like I said, break some barriers or just give more access to people within the car community.
My name's Jake Knopp. I run Knopp Shop Auto Detailing, and yeah, I'm from St. John, New Brunswick. I don't know if it's really unique, but you know, it gives the people a place to bring, you know, modified vehicles and know that they have somebody that understands how that works and, you know, knows how to treat a vehicle that's not just like, you know, some Ford Ranger off the road. You know, you bring your car here, chances are it's got something done to it. I find most detail shops, I haven't seen any of the owners of any of the other local detail shops at a car show, at any of them. And they own an automotive brand shop, but that's why I wanted to be kind of more involved in the community, you know. I don't know, I think like with most of the car shows, you meet a lot of like related brands. They might not be the exact same industry, like, you know, I've seen companies that had nothing to do with cars be at a car show. And I've learned a lot from those. Like, I learned a lot about how to clean a car from house cleaners, just like different techniques they use on like fabrics and sofas. I was like, it's a seat. A seat's a seat, right? You know what I mean? They're made differently, but you know, you gather a lot of information, and like you also get hookups too. Like if I never went to your show, I wouldn't have met the Gap guys, and I wouldn't have talked to them about, you know, possibly creating my own chemicals in the future. Or if I never went to Speed Sport, I wouldn't have got the crazy detail brush setup that I have now, because I would never have known that company existed, right? So it's more of a convention than a show, I find. I find it's more, you know, you go there and you gain just as much as you give at a car show. I think they're huge for the car community because the car community, like, over the last 5-6 years, you know, it's a lot of young fellas are getting involved now, and I can see that, you know, the authorities, they haven't really had a good time with it. Like, people are just, you know, kind of being ignorant and a loss of respect. So I think it's important that these car shows continue to happen so that people see that it's not just about that. It's not just a bunch of kids in their Honda Civics burning off tires. There's more to it, right? It's a whole community. It's a family, if you will. I think that giving them exposure, like in the media, you don't hear a lot about these shows. Like you don't hear, you know, when roll calls come in on the news, you don't hear about this happening, you know, but everything else does. So I think it's important that we keep the car culture here, especially here, because, you know, there's not much of it left. Like 10 years ago, it was all over the place. You'd see cars, and now it just feels like it's almost illegal to try and build a car. It almost feels like they don't want you to. So I think that's why it's important that, you know, we keep at it and we don't give up. You can't give up.
What it means for people like to come to the event is like, it shows that all of our hard work like really paid off, and people are enjoying what we put on, and seeing people like come like that aren't in the car scene, that just drive by and see and they pop in and then they really enjoy it. And like just that factor of having people compliment what we did and what we have put all our time in, it's just really great to see. And like people really enjoyed our show, and makes us feel really good about having people come.
Sponsors, I think, are, you know, probably one of the most integral parts of a show, because when you're starting from scratch and you're kind of starting from the ground up, you're starting with nothing in the bank account, right? So it's, you know, and obviously it's actually quite a bit of money to host a show and to, you know, buy everything that you need and to make sure that it's, you know, a nice experience for everyone that's there. And there's also things that people don't think about, right? So you've got the venue expenses, you've got event insurance, which is quite expensive, especially when you're talking about, you know, millions of dollars worth of cars all under one roof. It gets pricey. It's nice to know that those businesses and organizations are willing to kind of take a chance on us, because obviously it's risky for them, of course, to invest money, no matter how much it is, in an event that kind of hasn't happened before or is kind of in the early stages of rooting. It's nice to have the support. Obviously the financial support is very, very huge for us as well, because it allows us to kind of put on the best event that we possibly can and to offer as much as we can to exhibitors, spectators, vendors. Gap Auto has also been really great. They're going to be our title sponsor this year. So it's going to be like YFC AUTOFEST presented by Gap Auto, which is really cool. They've been super supportive and great, and I'm excited to see how that partnership and collaboration grows as well.
Unfortunately, money does rule the world, so things aren't possible to do without it. So having a lot of sponsors support us financially, or even just with other forms of like support and business, or build relations with other businesses as well. Sponsors are able to just, it helps get everything off the ground, and without it, it just would be a very long or even impossible start.
So my name is Shelby Fox. I am from Fredericton, New Brunswick, and I am the retail product manager for Gap Professional Products. Most of our business is business to business. We just recently got into the retail, the products for your at-home professionals. There was a high demand for it, so we decided to create the product line for those people, and the best place to do it is at car shows. YFC was just the perfect place to start. Like, the car scene in Fredericton alone is huge, and it's important to me. I have been involved in the car scene previous to working here, And when I got this job, and then I realized that we had the retail products and we had these things and we could do these things, it was kind of a no-brainer. So I went to Bruce and I said, I think we should do some car shows. And as long as I'm willing to volunteer my time to do them, then he's said no problem. We got the things we needed and we're gonna expand that. We want our booth space to be bigger. We want to have more interactive things happening at our booth, and then be able to sell the product and just explain what we are, who we are, and just go from there. Back in 1979, they started out, Bill Gorley started the company in his driveway with his wife and his first son, Craig. There they sold car parts and various automotive things. They were Gorley's Auto Parts, which is where Gap comes from. The detail chemicals came into play somewhere in the 90s. So expanded further from detailing, and now recently we just started our own fluid maintenance line. I think that car shows are very important to Atlantic Canada, any community really. It's a hobby, it's a passion, and it's a career for a lot of people. It's important for all of our communities, whether you drive an antique or you have a muscle car or you drive an import, it doesn't matter. Everyone comes together for these shows to come see the builds, to come see everyone's passion and hobbies. Like, I'm a mom, I take my 4-year-old to these shows. Like, he knows what these cars are. He knows, like, if he can watch you do a burnout, he would rather do that than sit in front of a TV. Like, that's just the way that it is. And I mean, I've always loved car shows, and it's just even better that I get to be a part of it now with Gap Professional Products. And we love to support these shows. We love to be involved in our community. Like I said, we're a family-owned business. Our community is important to us. Being with the end user of our products and the consumers, that's important to us. The biggest comment that we got last year was, we didn't know we could buy from you. So it's just nice to kind of get out there and tell people, you know, that we exist. We're here. We're Canada's fastest growing product manufacturer. We have everything you could need to clean your car, to ceramic it, to make it smell good. Anything you can think of that you need for your car. Detailing, we have it here. We have the new fluid maintenance line for improving performance. It is important for us to get out there, to be at YFC, to be at other car shows. We just want to support our community, support these hobbies that, you know, everyone has, and these builds. There's really nothing better than that.
Hosting a car show is a lot more work intensive than I think any of us really thought. So last year in 2023, we started in February and the show was in June. So that really didn't give us a lot of time. There were some aspects that felt rushed. I want to say, like, as soon as the show ended in June, we started planning for 2024.
My name is Nick Fowler. I run Fowler Tuning. I'm a nerd and I enjoy Excel spreadsheets too much. I also like making electronics and making cars go fast. I think a big part of my business is me as a person and my personality. It's important, especially as a tuner, to gain the trust of your customers, because they're putting a lot on the line for you to play with their cars, their modified cars. So to get face to face and have my personality come across, talk to them, reassure them a little bit, and just get to know people. I think that's really what the car shows are about, is getting to know people besides just Instagram videos and DMs. A lot of people don't necessarily fully understand what tuning is, or what it can do for them, or maybe the risks involved. Meeting these people and having real organic relationships with them, and then good business comes from real organic relationships. At least that's been my experience in the music industry, is if somebody doesn't like you, they're not going to work with you, even if you have the fattest bass lines in the world. You know, like, they're not going to work with you if they don't like you. So it's always relationships first, and then kind of business second. And the car community is filled with very interesting characters. So I like getting out there and meeting those people, and maybe that equates to business in the future, and maybe it doesn't. And either way, I'm okay with that. I think it's very important to get off of the internet and touch grass, as the kids say. So it's nice to, you know all of these people from the internet, but do you really know them unless you've actually met them and hung out with them and had a conversation with them? And I think that's what's important to me is to see people in real life, have conversations, and put a face to the name, I guess, is, that's why I love car shows, is because all of a sudden all of these people that I know by their funny usernames on Instagram, now they become real people. I get to meet them. I get to understand what they love about cars, what they're worried about cars. I get to see them as real people and not just an Instagram handle.
Volunteers, oh my God, like we would not have been able to have done the show without them last year.
Volunteers are crucial to the show because as there is only a few of us, we can't be in multiple places at once. It's just a way of us to trust people to do what we want to do. It was a huge example with the barn and the dirt section, as most of us were on the main section with the main cars and the vendors. On the dirt section, there wasn't as much booths or anything, so it was just more cars coming in. And the registration booth was on the other side, so we were all over there. But I just entrusted a few guys, and I think without their help, it would have either taken 3 times as long to set up, or it just would have been impossible. They're just able to help. They just make it efficient and effective as possible for setup, tear down, and just operation.
So last year, we were very, very fortunate to have a really great group of friends that are also highly involved in cars and that enjoy going to shows and stuff like that. So when we actually told them that we were hosting a show, pretty much all of them were like, let us know if you need anything.
They are the ones that make everything happen. Like, there's only 4 of us and we can't control the 100 cars that we have indoors, the 1,000 people coming through the doors. We just can't keep track of everything, so we need the volunteers. They're a super crucial part of YFC, and I think we couldn't do it without them.
Jeff McCarthy, the Executive Director of the New Brunswick Provincial Exhibition here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. NBX is an event venue. We have approximately 30 acres here in downtown Fredericton, and it's comprised of the Capitol Exhibit Center, Coliseum, and then we have livestock and draft horse barns, and of course we have the racetrack here at NBX as well. At our core, we're an agricultural society. We were created in 1827, so coming up on our 200th anniversary here in a few short years. So all of our activities are meant to raise funds by the organization to put on the provincial exhibition every September here at NBX and a number of other agricultural-related activities throughout the year. YFC AUTOFEST is an important event to us here at NBX. It's one of the most important events here at NBX, not only because it's quickly becoming one of the biggest and best car shows in Atlantic Canada. That attracts us to the event, and of course we would want it hosted here at NBX. But also we're attracted to its organizers. Destiny, Alex, Tristan, and Ben. We're attracted to their energy and what they bring to the show. And what we're most impressed by and what fits in really well with us is the fact that these young entrepreneurs, these young car enthusiasts, these young show producers know how to develop and build community. So that fits very much in line with what we're interested in, and we're incentivized by them, we're inspired by them, and of course we want to be associated with YFC AUTOFEST, but also be associated with everything that Destiny and Alex and Ben and Tristan bring to the event and bring to the community. I think that's what we recognize is just how genuine these young individuals are, and it's just so impressive how much can be built in such a short period of time. We've got a lot to learn from these kids coming in, building this big new show that's really growing and taking off. So we're very proud to be associated with YFC AUTOFEST. So it's important for us, for the community to see just how valuable our property is and how creatively it can be used. And it brings in a lot of car enthusiasts from around Atlantic Canada who might not know we're here, might not know what we have to offer. So it's a unique event, and we're attracted to unique events that are well run, well organized. So yeah, so very important for us to have the YFC AUTOFEST here. We recognize the growth potential of this event, and I think it's only going to get bigger and better every year, and we're excited to see how we can cross-promote the things that we're doing here at MBX with YFC. So I think the sky is the limit for these kids coming in, putting on this show, and we just want to sort of ride their coattails a little bit and see just how far we can take it and how creative we can get in working together with YFC.
It's really important to have a media team because, you know, obviously the people that are going to these events and spending money to be there, they want to have, you know, pictures, videos, content of their vehicle because everyone wants that. But I think it's also great for us in a few different ways. I mean, for one, it helps us see how we're growing from year to year. So, you know, like capturing all of that content and the pictures and just the show, the day of, like the setting up. From year to year, I think it's nice to be able to look back at that and be like, okay, so this is where we started and this is where we are now.
I think it's just a huge thing is it helps build a portfolio for us and for them. Doing so, it also just helps build awareness, as social media is a huge thing today to help bring things out, especially for people that didn't go, or just for future events or future pop-ups or anything future related. The media team is able to capture it and then just showcase what we've done so that it'll, you know, could excite future people.
The most impactful thing was like being added to the official group for YFC. Now that I'm in with the official group per se, it's gonna be a lot more interesting in this aspect because I get to see more behind the scenes and what actually goes into like hosting a car show, because nobody really sees what goes into hosting a car show until you see what goes on like behind the scenes and how much work it actually involves.
Our first year was great. We had 3 kind of buildings, I guess, and all of them were full. My hope for YFC this year is that we reach more people and see different vehicles coming from, you know, different places. I know there's a lot of really cool cars around that are kind of hiding. People don't like going to shows and, you know, they don't really drive them often. So I think that's the biggest thing this year is that I'd like to see some new cars in, stuff that people maybe haven't seen before.
For YFC 2024, I think the main goal is just to improve on what we started with. Like essentially, I'd say we did a great foundation, and I think with that great foundation, we can build off it better, just improve on things, just the small things, you know, take it from 90% to the 100%. And I think we have the ability to do that now that we have more than like 5 months to do the show, as we did start it in February, and now we've had a full year essentially. As well as just improve on that, just hopefully have something that people look forward to. Like that is what their June is for. Like they know this is all right for cars. We're gonna do this in June. Like it's already mentally set for everyone. So it'll just be a big weekend for a lot of people in the car community. Something to look forward to.